Have you ever wondered why your erection becomes weaker with age, yet can suddenly return with surprising speed when the right stimulus hits your body at the right moment? Most men think erections are only about desire. But at 70, the real control happens in a completely different place, your morning physiology. And when you add one specific element right after waking, your erection can come back faster and fuller than anything you've experienced in years. This happens because the first hour of the morning is the only moment in the day when your vascular system, hormonal receptors, and nitric oxide pathways are simultaneously switching on. They're not fully active yet, not fully asleep, they're in a reactive state. And in that state, even a small intervention creates a huge impact. That's why the idea of do this in the morning and your penis gets hard fast makes biological sense. The body is naturally primed for strong erections at dawn, but after 60 or 70, those internal switches stop firing unless something actively pushes them. The morning activator works because it directly triggers a rapid rise in nitric oxide, the molecule that opens arteries and sends blood into the erectile chambers. Relaxation of smooth muscle fibers, which allows the penis to fill quickly and hold pressure. Reawakening of endothelial cells, restoring elasticity inside the vessels that supply the penis. Hormonal sensitivity, helping your receptors use the testosterone you still have more efficiently. When these four systems fire together, something that only happens in the morning, the erection pathway turns back on with speed that surprises most older men. It's not a miracle. It's physiology functioning in the exact window it was designed for. Before we continue, take a moment to check if you're already subscribed to the channel, because the next topics go even deeper into how this process works. And if this is making sense to you, leave a like, it helps me reach more people who need this kind of clear, scientific information. Finally, comment the word morning so I know you're watching with full attention. Most men are told that weaker erections after 70 are just age. But age alone doesn't destroy erectile capacity, what destroys it is the quiet breakdown of the systems that create pressure, blood flow, and vascular responsiveness. And the most important detail is this: these systems don't die. They slow down. And anything that slows down can be reactivated. The first collapse happens inside the endothelium, the microscopic lining of your blood vessels. At younger ages, it produces nitric oxide instantly, allowing the penis to fill with blood quickly. But after decades of inflammation, oxidative stress, and reduced activity, these cells stiffen. They stop opening the arteries fast enough, and the erection becomes slow, weak, or inconsistent. Next comes the decline in smooth muscle relaxation within the corpora cavernosa. Erections only happen when these internal muscles fully relax, allowing the chambers to expand and trap blood at high pressure. With age, they behave more like tight rubber than flexible tissue, making full rigidity nearly impossible. But when they receive the right biochemical trigger, they can still relax deeply, even at 70 or 80. Then there's the issue of testosterone signaling, not testosterone quantity. Most older men have enough hormone, but the receptors that should respond to it become desensitized. This weakens libido, confidence, and the speed of the erectile response. Restoring sensitivity, not raising levels, is what brings the system back online. Finally, there's microvascular narrowing. Tiny plaques accumulate inside the arteries that feed the lower region. This doesn't block the vessels entirely, but it reduces the speed and volume of blood entering the penis. Erections require sudden pressure, not slow flow. The good news is that every one of these issues is functional, not permanent. When nitric oxide rises, when smooth muscle relaxes, when receptors regain sensitivity, and when blood flow increases, the erection returns with far more force than most men expect for their age. And that is why the morning activator described in this video is so effective. It targets these failing systems at the moment when they are most ready to respond. The "this" from the title isn't random. It's a very specific compound, or combination of compounds, chosen because it targets the first step of the erection mechanism, nitric oxide activation. Without nitric oxide, no erection can happen. With it, everything else, blood flow, pressure, rigidity, becomes dramatically easier. The key ingredient added in the morning is typically a fast-absorbing nitric oxide precursor, such as L-citrulline in pure powdered form. Unlike L-arginine, which older digestive systems struggle to absorb, L-citrulline converts into nitric oxide more efficiently, bypassing age-related limitations. When taken immediately after waking, it floods the bloodstream at the exact moment your endothelial cells are most responsive. But this nitric oxide booster isn't enough alone. It must be combined with a polyphenol-rich antioxidant, like pomegranate extract or grape seed concentrate. Polyphenol repair the damaged endothelial layer and increase nitric oxide longevity inside the blood vessels. This means your arteries stay open longer, your blood flows faster, and your erection becomes firmer. Then comes the third component, a circulation enhancer. This is often a thermogenic spice like ginger or a bioactive form of turmeric. These compounds stimulate pelvic circulation, reduce microinflammation, and improve arterial flexibility, 3 factors that directly impact erection speed and hardness. Together, these morning additions create a biochemical chain reaction. Nitric oxide rises quickly, smooth muscle tissues relax deeply, blood vessels widen and stay open, blood pressure builds inside the corpora cavernosa, the erection returns with strength and speed. This is why doctors emphasize adding this compound in the morning. It aligns perfectly with the natural hormonal and vascular rhythm of the body, producing a stronger response than any other time of the day. Taking the right compound is only half of the equation. The way you take it determines whether the effect will be strong, weak, or non-existent. Most older men unknowingly sabotage the process by consuming it at the wrong time, in the wrong form, or alongside things that block absorption. For the morning addition to deliver the fast, powerful erection described in the title, the execution must follow a precise sequence. The first rule is timing. Take it immediately after waking, before caffeine, before food, and before sitting down. At this moment, nitric oxide pathways are primed, digestive interference is minimal, and your circulation is transitioning out of its nighttime state, the perfect biological window. Step 1. Mix the nitric oxide precursor, usually L-citrulline powder, in a small glass of water. Drink it steadily, not all at once, so it enters the bloodstream over several minutes. Step 2. Add the polyphenol source, ideally in liquid or concentrated form. Polyphenol need to enter the bloodstream fast to protect and reactivate endothelial cells while the nitric oxide precursor is beginning its conversion. Step 3. Consume the circulation enhancer such as ginger or turmeric extract. These ingredients improve microvascular flow within minutes, reinforcing the nitric oxide surge. Once these are taken, posture becomes important. Instead of sitting or reclining, stay standing or lightly moving for 60 to 90 seconds. Light hip mobility, gentle breathing, or slow pacing increases pelvic blood flow and prevents blood pooling in the lower limbs, a common issue for men over 70. This sequence, biochemical activation followed by physical priming, allows the erectile tissue to receive the maximum effect. When done correctly, men often feel warmth, fullness, and faster vascular response within minutes. When the morning addition begins restoring the erectile mechanism, your body responds with physical signals that are easy to recognize, not imaginary sensations, but biological markers that indicate nitric oxide activation, improved blood flow, and increased smooth muscle relaxation. The first sign is a warm, expanding feeling in the lower abdomen or pelvic region. This warmth comes from the widening of blood vessels as nitric oxide begins to circulate. For many men over 70, this sensation hasn't appeared in years, and its return is often the earliest confirmation that the protocol is working. Within minutes or days, a second sign emerges, a heavier, fuller sensation in the penis even when you're not aroused. This weight reflects the internal muscles of the corpora cavernosa relaxing more effectively, allowing more blood to enter and stay. Even partial morning firmness is an important milestone. It proves that the erectile tissue is regaining elasticity. As the days progress, one of the most noticeable improvements is speed. Erections begin to appear faster, with less effort and less mental stimulation. This happens because the endothelial lining becomes more reactive, responding instantly to signals it previously ignored. Another major sign is consistency. Instead of unpredictable good days followed by disappointment, the body starts producing more stable erections throughout the week. Consistency indicates that hormone receptors are becoming more sensitive and that nitric oxide levels are stabilizing. Finally, there is often a shift in confidence and desire, not psychological, but biological. When the erectile mechanism strengthens, the brain naturally increases libido because the body feels capable again. These changes, warmth, fullness, speed, consistency, form the roadmap that the morning edition is reactivating your erection pathway exactly as intended. Even when the compound is correct and the timing is perfect, one silent habit can completely shut down the erection pathway. A habit so common that most men never realize it as the reason their progress stops. The biggest sabotaging factor is early caffeine, especially strong black coffee consumed on an empty stomach. Men over 70 experience a sharper cortisol spike from caffeine than younger men. This spike triggers vasoconstriction, the tightening of blood vessels, at the exact moment your body needs them to open. This single action can erase the nitric oxide boost you just created, making the morning edition far less effective. Another hidden blocker is eating high sugar or high glycemic foods right after the morning protocol. Pastries, white bread, jam, sugary drinks, sweet spreads, all of these spike inflammation and damage endothelial function. The very cells you're trying to repair with polyphenol become irritated again, weakening their ability to release nitric oxide and respond to hormonal signals. A third habit that destroys results is sitting down for long periods immediately after taking the formula. Older men already have slower pelvic circulation. When you sit too soon, blood flow to the lower region decreases dramatically. Even if the biochemical activation is perfect, the physical pathway for erection stays restricted. The erectile chambers simply cannot build pressure in this position. Dehydration also plays a role. Going into the morning with low water levels makes blood thicker and harder to move, reducing oxygen delivery to the erectile tissue. These mistakes seem harmless individually, but together they form the perfect storm for erectile failure, not because your body is incapable of improvement, but because it's being pushed into the worst state for erection formation. Correcting these habits is essential. Without fixing them, even the strongest morning edition will struggle to deliver fast, powerful results. For the morning edition to work at full power, it must be paired with a short, structured protocol that aligns your vascular system, hormones, and pelvic circulation. This is not about effort, it is about sequence. When these steps are combined, the erectile tissue receives the strongest possible stimulus. Step 1. Biochemical activation. Begin by taking the morning compound exactly as explained earlier. The nitric oxide precursor helps open blood vessels. The polyphenol repair and protect the endothelial lining. And the circulation enhancer increases blood movement toward the pelvic region. Together, they create the chemical foundation for a fast erection response. Step 2. Pelvic flow stimulation. For the next 60 to 90 seconds, avoid sitting. Stand upright and perform slow, controlled movements such as light hip rotations, deep abdominal breathing, or gentle forward and backward shifts. These subtle motions increase pelvic circulation and guide blood directly into the erectile chambers. For many men, this single step turns a mild reaction into a strong, full erection. Step 3. Early hydration and low inflammatory fuel. Drink a glass of water soon after the activation. Proper hydration improves blood fluidity and helps nitric oxide travel more efficiently through the bloodstream. Then eat a small, low-sugar, anti-inflammatory breakfast, something like healthy fats, clean protein, or low-glycemic fruit. This keeps blood vessels relaxed, responsive, and capable of maintaining good erection quality throughout the morning. When these three elements, chemical activation, pelvic stimulation, and vascular support, happen together, the body receives a clear signal: open the vessels, restore flexibility, and rebuild erection strength. With consistency, this protocol becomes a reliable foundation for strong, fast, and dependable erections at 70 or beyond. If you watch this video all the way to the end, it means you are truly committed to improving your erection and taking control of your health with real science and real steps that work. Before you leave, take a moment to check if you are already subscribed to the channel. This is how you make sure you do not miss the next videos where we continue building this process. If you stayed until the final second, comment the word morning power so I know you are part of the group that follows the full method. And do not forget to like the video. It helps us reach more men who need this kind of clear and honest information. Now go ahead and watch the next video that is appearing on your screen. It continues exactly from where this one ends and gives you the next steps to strengthen your erection even more.